thank you so much for this festival because I really have enjoyed it. Oh. And it's all about contacts and networking. And I got to meet Bruce and John and Diane, and they were all so helpful and so genuinely wanting to help and move people along. So that was really, really special.
Oh,
and even Bruce, he said, "Oh, call me anytime." I said, and I have actually.
Yeah, and I'm speaking to Bruce the day after tomorrow, so I'll tell him.
Oh yeah, tell him he's been a big help.
What a great guy, right? Seriously. Yeah, no, yeah. I love people that they're like, they've done it 100 times over and they're not on top of a high horse, like, oh, you little person, which, there's so many people like that, right? Let's be honest. There's so many people that
you bet,
like that, like, hey, we all start somewhere, and high or low, and we're all going to meet in the middle one day, I think.
Well, it's really nice to see such supportive people here. And and Diane too. She sent me her book, Get Your Story Straight. That was really a great time to talk with her too. So that was nice.
What a lovely, no, I am really fortunate and blessed with this festival. I have to tell you the truth because I just put feelers out there. I've never run a festival before. I just was so inspired by going to TIFF one year that I just love the enthusiasm. Everybody get out there and be happy that people are creating things instead of this society where like everybody is just a consumer. I think we tend to forget that things actually get made hand by hand, person to person, right? It starts out with an idea, and so I just think it's beautiful that we can come together and celebrate that spirit.
Right. Well, the creative process is what's fun. And, when you get people together who enjoy it and they can share that, like your festival, that's the nice part. I just wish I could have attended because being in California was a little hard to get there, but next year maybe.
Yes, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. It would be great to meet you in person. Yes. Yes.
Well, thanks.
Yes, so I'll introduce you now.
Okay.
I'll just say this is our winner from last year for feature film script. And it was such a joy to read. I had such a great time.
That really makes me feel good. Thank you.
Yes. Sandra Fox-Sohner.
That's right.
Yes.
Sohner.
Thank you. Sorry for the mispronunciation. And you won with Take It Away From Here. The stage is yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. Well, the name of the screenplay is A Mathematical Mermaid. And just to clarify where that comes from, in the 1800s, it's a historical biopic, and it's set in the 1800s. So at that time, they had the mathematicians in the world were seeking a formula for the rotation of a solid body around a fixed point, which is all about space, a celestial problem. And it was so difficult for 100 years, they couldn't come up with a formula. So they called it the mathematical mermaid, or the elusive mermaid. So my heroine is the one who steps in, and after much trial and error, she solves the problem, and that's kind of the gist of it.
And you really poured into it too, Sonia Kolovalevsky. I'm going to mess up her name.
Yeah, Kovalevsky.
Kovalevsky. Yeah, you really made her human. Like, it wasn't just like, here's this woman, she did a great thing. You really showed her journey, how she was internalizing things, how the world around her was interacting with her genius, right? Because, it's funny, like, some things never change. We like to put people in boxes.
Right. Yeah. And she's a special heroine. I mean, because I like the story also because today a lot of women don't realize the rights that we have now that have. In the 1800s, they didn't have any rights. They had no voice. They had no opportunities. And she had to really struggle and to open doors for women. And I just want to appreciate her and and see how it's done. I mean, even though you may not have the rights you think you need or the opportunities, you can find them. You can find a way to make them. So it's an uplifting story.
It definitely is. And yes, and just points to the perseverance that we all need to have. Yeah, because sometimes, the days aren't easy,
Right.
It's
Well, like you get a script, you get a lot of rejections, and then you get a win, and it's just so exciting.
yeah, yeah. I wonder, how did you kind of zero in on her? Like, where did you find her? How did, your heroine speak to you?
Oh, well, thank
That's
you. I used to teach algebra and geometry, and one year I taught an all-girls school, had 45 girls in each class. And I was pretty upset because they would tell me, I don't need math. Girls aren't supposed to be good at it. The boys are much better. They're natural at math. We're not. Math is too hard. And I thought those old myths had gone away, but they haven't. And so what I did was I started talking about 10 minutes every week, just about some famous woman in mathematics. And I started with Sophia Kovalevsky. And they love the story. They love the story of what she did. And it was so moving to me because I saw them become inspired. And I realized that it's not a gender thing. It's math is tough, but you can conquer it and it can be really rewarding. So I always wanted to write a screenplay. It took me a while. I took classes, Bob McKee and, screenwriting you and all kinds of classes so I could come up to speed.
Well, you did beautifully. You could really tell that you know your stuff. It was a page turner,
Oh, thank you.
and yeah, I like the little poetic ending. I won't ruin it, but I thought it was very touching and inspiring as well. So,
Oh,
you look for all those little touches that really, play into the world building of the script. You definitely hit on all the nuance. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, this
oh,
is the winner, clear winner. It was very tough, let me tell you. I don't mean to put, any I really it was really, really, really difficult. That last year we got so many wonderful scripts. But yeah, yours just spoke out a little bit more.
oh,
But yeah, no, so it was a stiff competition. So I just wanted
oh,
to
thank you.
let you know that yeah, no, seriously, no, I was so blessed. Like, yeah, it really, we came out of COVID last year and
Oh,
yeah, it was, yeah, you could see everybody was back, like so eager to get back in the mode of creating and coming together. Yeah, no, it's
oh,
lovely to see. It really is.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. There's so many great women screenwriters out there now, and they're telling a woman's story from their perspective, which we haven't seen. And to me, that's just thrilling. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you bringing the women together.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got
Yeah,
to
no,
support each other.
yeah, no, we have to support each other. And I always try to put this point as well, because like sometimes I'll get like men that'll say, well, I don't think maybe, they hear her vision. Well, maybe this festival isn't for me. But it's like we have to lift up women and encourage collaboration, right? Because we can't,
Yeah,
no one's an
absolutely.
island. Yeah, so it's just learning how to respect each other's talents,
Hmm.
working together. So yeah, no, because it could make all the difference. I say all the time, I mentioned this with Diane in our last interview too. I know somebody that says she is more particular of choosing people she works with on a film than of who she dates. So it really
That's
speaks
great.
to, you got to love your team. You're going to be with these people
Yeah,
for maybe 2 years, putting this baby together, birthing this baby. So you really just have to have those skills of, hey, open mind, let's do this, let's support one another. Yeah,
yeah.
regardless of any demographics or anything. Yeah, no, it's inspiring. It is inspiring. Speaking of, what are you working on next? I'm very curious.
Oh, there's so many things there. I really love a lot of the women's issues, but there's so many good screenplays out there and coming up. In my screenplay, I tried to make some of the men heroes too, because there are men who support women and they open doors for them as well. And so I wanted the tradition can affect women and men, and then the pioneers can be women and men. So I wanted to make that double, and I like to continue with that because that's kind of my theme. Right now, I'm excited. I have a friend who's a paleontologist, and he's got a story set in the 1800s about an adventurous naturalist. And he doesn't know anything about filmmaking, but all the things I've learned is really coming to help me in my networking. So I'm trying to work with him. We're doing some log lines and some outlines. And so to me, that's really exciting. So maybe some collaboration.
Yeah, no, it's great because, two people kind of watering the seed. It's nice to see where, the growth can take you, right? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, the thrill. Yeah, no, it's interesting because there's so many points in a movie, the writing, the directing, the editing, the acting. So it's just interesting to see where everybody gets their payoff, their reward, like you have people that I just want to write,
Yeah, yeah.
So but that's what's feeding their soul. So why not? That's beautiful, and again, it just stresses the importance of teamwork.
Right, teamwork. And I'll make sure that there's an important woman in the script too.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, kind of balance it. Yeah.
Woman. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you work? I remember there was another woman on your team. Is she gonna direct your project when you make it? Is she like kind of a co-writer with you at times? How did you find each other? If you want to discuss her a little bit as well.
Oh, sure. Maria,
Yes.
she's wonderful. She's in Switzerland, and I've not met her in person, but we've met on Zoom, of course.
Mhm.
She put an ad for a spirited woman, a screenplay about a spirited woman in the ISA website. And I answered that. And she said she got hundreds of scripts and she picked mine.
Wow.
She wants to work with me. She had a co-producer that was interested in the script at the time, and actually two co-producers. And we were working together to edit it for quite some time now. But some of that has fallen through because of COVID and a lot of other things that were going on. So we had to start over from scratch, and that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Wonderful.
But she's been wonderful. She's helped me edit it because she's done a lot of directing in television and in short films and in documentaries.
Oh,
she's
beautiful.
Done a lot of things. So she's got a lot of good ideas, and that's been very helpful.
Excellent. Yeah, no, congratulations again. See, you stood out among hundreds of scripts that she got. No, that's
she didn't tell me that till quite a bit later, and I was like, really?
It shows. No, it's really neat, because now I'm thinking about it, they all say we put a bit of ourselves into this, some would say one character and some would say each and every character. So now finding out that you're a teacher as well, I could really see how you brought, academia to life in your character, giving it your own spin, your own personal spin to really use it to make your character come forth.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, exactly. Because, when the women, when I think every woman can identify with some of the prejudice and some of the lack of opportunities that we've seen even today.
Oh, yes.
But that's why I like it being a historical piece, because it was much more severe then, but we can still lose it. So we have to still protect it. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I put myself into it, as everybody does, I think.
Yeah, no, again, I can't compliment you enough. It was really it is a really, really great story. Any producer would be lucky to have, it on their roster and work with you. I mean, look at what a lovely person you are. So yeah, I just want to thank you for being a part of the festival. Yeah, truly.
I just wish you all the success in the world, because I just think it was a great festival, and I just love seeing the women come together. It's really nice. And the men too.
Yeah,
men have daughters and mothers and wives. A lot of great men too are involved.
Yeah, no, it's really nice again to just see the key word is collaboration, just seeing everybody being respectful of one another and holding each other up instead of tearing each other down, right? It's really interesting. It stuck with me. I just saw it, Leave the World Behind on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah.
It just came to me because I loved a line that was in there. One of the characters says to another one who was her daughter was just obsessed with Friends, right? The TV show Friends. And she said, it's making you, it's nostalgia, but it's wrong because it never was, so that's like, such a biting commentary on, how the world can be. Like, yeah, like we all want that kind of dream relationship with one another where you just go knock on somebody's door and it's always open to you. So yeah, so no, I feel it's up to artists to really kind of create that atmosphere for each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's really true. And yeah, and especially in the 1800s too, we have a lot of romantic novels that made it seem so romantic. But you know what? It was romantic if you were rich and wealthy, and that wasn't the case for most people. So it's very different. A little reality is always good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Aw. Lovely. I think those are all my questions. I just want to thank you again. Truly a pleasure to read your work. You're a very talented writer.
Well, thank you. We're going to have to keep in touch, and I'll certainly hopefully be at your festival one of these days.
Yes, please. Yes. It'd be lovely to meet you in person. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Katerina. This is fabulous. I can't thank you enough. It's really been great.
Thank you too. Yes, and I wish you all the success in the world. And yes, and
I'll keep you posted.
Yes, please, you must. I am excited. I'm excited. Yes.